Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, supermarkets continue to commit fraud. Health Ministry works on conjunctivitis scare. And head teacher appears in court over rape.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
Supermarkets are under the spotlight yet again for their constant involvement in illegal activities and trying to defraud government. FBC News can confirm the Fiji Revenue and Customs Service has launched several investigations, including one into a major supermarket chain for its alleged engagement in tax evasion and illegal importation. Rachel Nath with this exclusive report.
It's serious business when it comes to the law, but some supermarkets continue to think they're above it. Despite a multi-million-dollar fine against a supermarket last year, some continue to try and beat the system.
We have a number of cases on the ground, and this year we expect to start naming some big cases.
Das is calling on consumers to assist the tax office identify these culprits.
Not getting the right taxes is, looking at where businesses deal in cash. If customers also sort of, get access or utilize FPOS more, I think that will help.
The Revenue and Customs is also concerned about the issue of smuggled goods.
The issues that usually businesses will raise is that of course there's space in the container, so you buy more goods and put it in. I have no problem with that, but you got to update the documentation.
Local supermarkets have been warned getting involved in unscrupulous business practices will never end well.
We trust you. We let the businesses do business. You make your money, but please do so in a legitimate way. And don't think that you are going unnoticed. We do build profiles, and I'm sorry to say you'll have to face the full brunt of the law.
Those found involved in these illegal activities will either pay a fine of $25,000 or a jail term of 10 years for their company directors. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
The Colonial War Memorial Hospital Eye Clinic has recorded 15 cases of viral conjunctivitis so far. Dr. Shireen Ali says these cases include children and adults who return from villages, and the infection could be attributed to swimming in rivers. Kelly Vadala reports.
The Health Ministry has noted an increase in the number of conjunctivitis commonly known as Zika in Suva, Singatoka, Nadimba, Lautoka and Savu-Savu.
There's just been a general increase noted from our outpatients department, also for children. So in our the departments that see children, we have seen people coming in with kids with watery eyes, red eyes. So just letting the public know about what they can do to prevent themselves getting this disease, which in itself is a very mild disease in the majority of the time.
The Health Ministry says conjunctivitis begins in one eye and spreads to the other eye within days, making it highly contagious.
So we have advised them and treated them accordingly. But they have also given history that there are many more in the villages. It can be acute if it lasts less than 4 weeks, or become chronic if it stays more than 4 weeks.
The ministry says the infection should clear up in 7 to 14 days without treatment and without any long-term effects, but there are times when it's important to seek medical care.
There must be more reported cases of conjunctivitis, and they may be resorting to herbal medication. I would just urge to Fijians, please do not go for herbal medication. Visit your nearest health center.
Artificial tears and cold packs can be used to relieve the dryness and inflammation caused by conjunctivitis. Fijians are urged to wash their hands with soap and water, avoid touching or rubbing their eyes, wash any discharge from around the eye several times a day. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
A former head teacher who was charged with multiple counts of sexual abuse was remanded by the Suva High Court that he is not above the law. The 42-year-old accused is charged with a count each of rape and sexual assault, 3 counts of indecent assault and 2 counts of indecently annoying any person. The victims are aged between 12 and 14, and the alleged incident was committed at the beginning of the 2017 school term until September in Naitasiri. Defence counsel made another bail application, which was not objected by the state. However, Judge Justice Riaz Hamzak informed the court that he refused bail on the first account because the incidents involve 7 minors. Justice Hamza says rape is a serious offence and bail will not be granted. The judge also stated that while he may be a head teacher, he has to follow the rules. A trial date has been set from June 3rd to the 14th. A sudden heavy downpour early this afternoon saw parts of Lombasa town underwater. After midday today, the heavy rain caught many by surprise, and within minutes, drains started filling up and overflowing onto the streets. Vehicle owners had to remove their cars from parked spots along the streets due to rising waters. Along Park Street, it was also the same case. Council workers could only stand by and watch as the street was underwater. Along Sangam Street, council workers were on site to inspect the flooding and see how they could clear the drains. Along Hospital Road, water from the Motherwata House car park overflowed onto the road and into the nearby drain, flooding the footpath. Blocked drains and culverts have long been an issue with the town. Littering has also been identified as a contributing factor to blocked drains and culverts. Still to come, Speaker appointment tops Parliament agenda. And Coast Guard to help Fijian Navy. Details after the break.
Bula, neva ngo malakai leloma, ngo ngai nakas on rong nam Bula FM, namban 2 na sere.
Hoya uvasit sai se Lombasa, ya ondo talita na warong nam Bula FM, namban 2 na sere.
Gua do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong nam Bula FM, namban 2 na sere.
Na vengo fane na tau nengo singa toka kita ndo talita kana Bula FM number 2 na sere.
Bula FM number 2 na sere.
The first sitting of Parliament this year is 2 weeks away, and the appointment of a new Speaker of the House is top of the priority list. Acting Secretary-General to Parliament, Viniana Namosi-Malua, says they are expecting clarification from the government on whether a special sitting will be convened to appoint a new Speaker, or will it be the first agenda item at next month's session. Maggie Boyle reports.
In this Parliament.
Preparations are currently underway to appoint a new head of the House with the passing of the late Dr. Chico Luveni last month.
We are awaiting instructions from the government whether we will do that. We will have the nomination for Speaker or the first sitting in February, or there will be a separate sitting just to appoint a Speaker. We are awaiting instructions.
The ASG also clarified the criteria that would be required when either side of the House selects a nominee to preside over the House of Representatives.
Well, the Constitution says the person must be qualified for election as a Member of Parliament. So there's certain criteria that must be followed and adhered to enable a person to qualify as Speaker. And I suppose someone that people would look up to uphold the justice, fairness, impartiality.
Parliament is scheduled to sit for a week's session from the 11th of February. Meanwhile, Deputy Speaker Vina Bhatnagar is undertaking Speaker duties when needed. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
We respect government's decision and we will continue to work with government. This is the stand from the Seventh-day Adventist Church of Fiji regarding the appointment of head teachers and principals of religious schools. Speaking to FBC News, SDA Fiji General Secretary Pastor Joe Talamaitonga says they will continue to work with government in trying to reach an amicable solution. Talamaitonga says they will support government in building a more knowledgeable society and at the same time provide quality education for students.
We are not in the business of closing schools. Seventh-day Adventists are opening schools, churches, health and wellness centers. In fact, we are working in opening another school in the city of Suva, and that's why I said we believe that the church or faith-based organizations with government can be partners in building a nation.
Maritime surveillance, trafficking and illegal fishing are some of the major focus of the Coast Guard cutter Melon currently berthed at the Suva Wharf. The commanding officer says this is part of the bilateral agreement between the U.S. Navy and its Fijian counterpart in ensuring that our national strategies and priorities are maintained. Sanyani Boiler visited the ship earlier today and files this report.
The 50-year-old Coast Guard cutter Melon will be in joint operations with the Navy to conduct search and rescue operations and law enforcement operations to ensure that Fiji's economic exclusive zone is protected.
We patrol the high seas, looking to make sure that we counter the threats for narco trafficking in the area, as well as illegal, unreported and unregulated fisheries that are important to all our nations.
Berdian says they will continue to support Fiji.
In the last year, we were able to get our bilateral agreement and the shipwrighter agreement, which is an important one. And it allows us to learn from each other, to work together, to make sure that our goals are common and that our people and our resources are respected.
Also part of the crew is 39-year-old Chandler, Arizona-led Lieutenant John McWhite, who always dreamed about coming to Fiji, and the 3-day trip is a dream come true.
Oh, I feel great. It's beautiful here. This is a place that we've had on our schedule for quite some time. This is a place I've always wanted to visit, so it's really nice to finally get here. So, very happy.
The crew of the United States Coast Guard cutter Melon will undertake 2 community service at the SPCA and the Colonial War Memorial Hospital's Children's Ward. The ship will leave the country this Friday. Sainia Nimboila, FBC News.
The long-standing rivalry between Australia and New Zealand has been reignited with a cheeky call by the Aussies to join forces and become one country. But this is not a political union, but more of a sales pitch. Coming up in sports later with Jamie, he will have major drama from the Australian Open tennis, but Rachel joins you now with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. Visitor arrivals continue to increase. An ingrowing Fiji new restaurant in industrial area turns heads. Stay with us.
Voila, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singatoka. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singatoka. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Mariva. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singatoka.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Leading business tonight, the tourism sector was boosted with a record number of visitors arriving to our shores last year compared to 2017. The Fiji Bureau of Statistics has confirmed our annual visitor arrivals reached a new high of more than 870,000 last year, 3.3% more than the year before. Fiji received the majority number of visitors from New Zealand, Japan, USA, Europe, Asia, Canada, China and other countries. Japan recorded the highest percentage increase of 87% due to the recommencement of direct flights 3 times a week. Monthly visitor numbers topped the 95,000 mark for the first time ever in July, with visitors from New Zealand and the US being the highest ever in a given year. Over 658,000 arrivals came for holiday purposes. Over 80,000 came to visit friends and relatives. Over 29,000 came for business purposes, while more than 100,000 visited Fiji for other reasons. The economic slowdown that is impacting China is expected to be a big focus of the annual World Economic Forum in Switzerland later this year. Rising debt, a fall in Chinese consumer demand and the trade war with the US has been blamed for the lowest figures recorded in almost 3 decades. Sharon is here now with the latest from the money markets.
Forex market was riding mixed on sentiments today. Overnight, the International Monetary Fund had cut its 2019 and 2020 global growth forecast. In its World Economic Outlook report, the IMF had cited a bigger than expected slowdown in China and the Eurozone. and said that failure to resolve trade tensions could further destabilize a slowing global economy. The slowdown in China's economy to 28-year lows revived investor concerns over global growth and supported safe haven currencies. However, this affected our commodity-sensitive, the Aussie and Kiwi counterparts. The global economy is now predicted to grow at 3.5% in 2019 and 3.6% in 2020. And that's all the latest from HFC Bank. Vinaka.
Thanks, Sharon. On to the exchange rates as it was set this morning. Our currency had another mixed day. The Fiji dollar gained against the Chinese yuan, the New Zealand dollar, as well as the kina, but was on the downside against the others. Taking a look at the commodities market, it was a decline all around. Oil prices down at $53.47 a barrel. Gold is down at $1,278 per ounce, and silver closed at $15.17 an ounce. And in growing Fiji tonight, a new restaurant in Lami is turning heads because of its location in the industrial area. The ocean and forest-themed Capitano Cafe, which specializes in seafood, is already the talk of town. Catherine Krishna reports.
An investment that is starting to reap the rewards, and a restaurant that is offering something different in this industrial zone.
Mainly targeting local delicacies, local food and seafood, the whole range of fast food.
Vuli Vuli, who has been a boat captain for more than 15 years, says he has named the restaurant based on his experience.
Yeah, so my background is a mariner, I'm a seafarer. And as a captain, that's how that name kind of, so I was trying to do something that was around the marine industry or the maritime industry.
Savu Savu native says the painting and surrounding has an eco touch, so people feel relaxed while indulging.
The top lounge, you have a forest, like a rainforest, tropical rainforest setup. So the whole idea and the setting and everything, it all kind of ties into the river that's running beside the restaurant.
Vuli Vuli says they also serve breakfast and coffee and also plan to extend their business in the near future.
Maybe another one down in Suva, Flagstaff maybe, and then maybe Nandi, and then maybe one back home in Savu. So yeah. So that's the plan, but we'll see how it goes.
The restaurant currently employs 10 locals and is open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
And that's a wrap from the business desk for tonight. Jamie joins you now with all the latest in sports.
Thanks, Rachel, and good evening in sports tonight. Beba hints on possible team makeup. And Schools Rugby League continues to grow. Details after the break.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Kritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Fiji Airways men's sevens coach Gareth Beba has hinted that he is likely to name a forward as the 13th man for the Hamilton Sevens this weekend. Indications are Beba will name Terio Tamani in the final squad and rest a forward that was part of the side in the first leg. Vasil Prasad reports.
Barring any major injuries in the team, Apanisa Kompalavu will be the 13th player, meaning he is likely to miss the cut for the Hamilton Sevens this weekend.
You can see a balance of 6 and 6. What I do know is that with the likes of Paula and Joshua back in the group, that gives us an added power value.
Beba has spoken highly about Terio Tamani, who is expected to be involved more in the game this time around.
What Terry's been good at is he's kept humble and he's kept working. He's conscientious about what he does. And he's always one of those ones who's working on his game, be it his kicking or his passing or his tackling.
For skipper Kalione Nasoko, improving their defense is the main priority.
Fiji team is always very good in attack. They can attack everywhere from them, but the thing is we've been working on is our defense.
The Fiji Sevens opens its campaign against Wales at 10:52 a.m. on Saturday. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Canada Sevens will rely heavily on its senior players at the Hamilton tournament. 54 teams will compete in the Vodafone Fiji Secondary Schools Rugby League competition, which kicks off next week. As Meli Tabanga reports, this is an increase of 5 teams from 2018, and executives are happy with the continued growth of the competition over the years.
The Fiji Secondary School Rugby League competition started with 4 teams in 2007 and has grown over the years.
There's about 21 teams in the southern eastern zone. There's 18 teams in Batavora, and there's 15 teams in Lotokanandi. That is a record.
This year's competition has seen the inclusion of 5 teams.
We have Pandit Sirdar, William Cross. Also have Naita Siri Secondary joining, and Rich School. And there's a new team that is joining the interior of Nandi, the Nasesevia School.
Meanwhile, Southern Eastern Zone Meet President Aquila Wutes says they are expecting the competition to be tougher than ever.
Indication that we are developing the sports, and it shows a lot more interest from the schools that normally in the past they were never engaged in this sport, but now since they see the potential in their students, that they are able to play rugby leagues, so they have decided to come on board and join our competition for this year.
Rugby league in Australia is huge. The following for rugby league in New South Wales is enormous. And I can only say that if you do well, there is always a positive and encouraging pathway for you to be playing and rubbing shoulders with the stars, future stars in Australia.
The competition will run through for 11 weeks in all the zones before the quarterfinals begin in April. Meli Tabanga, FBC Sports.
The construction of a $10 million sporting complex for the Fiji National University is underway at its Nasinu campus in Suva. FNU Vice Chancellor Nigel Healy says the new sporting complex will be a state-of-the-art facility designed to assist the development of student athletes in various sports. They aim to have the complex ready by the end of the year.
So it's a state-of-the-art sports complex. It has indoor basketball court, designed for sports like badminton, basketball, netball, volleyball to national or international standard. Has 4 flat multi-purpose exercise rooms for exercise classes, and then a very large cardiovascular facility for weight training, free weights, running machines, and so on.
It's expected to be an exciting atmosphere when the Indian cricket team takes on the Black Caps in its first ODI match tomorrow in New Zealand. India captain Virat Kohli will be targeting a perfect finish as they try to find their form heading into this year's Cricket World Cup in England. You can watch the New Zealand versus India match live at 1:30 p.m. on the FBC Sports channel. Serena Williams is into the Australian Open quarterfinals after knocking out top seed and world number 1 Simona Halep. The 7-time champion powered past her Romanian opponent in Melbourne last night, sealing a hard-fought 6-1, 4-6, 6-4 victory in 1 hour and 47 minutes. This report from TVNZ. In today's Play of the Day, there's been a number of funny moments on and off the court at the Australian Open so far. The latest victim is Croatian Goran Ivanisevic, who walked into a crossbar on his way to take a rest. That's it from sports tonight. Angie joins you later on with weather, and in new media, check out Motorola's new baby monitors. That's after the break.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से जैसे प्रेनी नोट मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे रेडियो फिजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन। In new media tonight, Motorola's Halo Plus above crib portable baby monitor aims to go beyond traditional child cameras. And it's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. It's been a fantastic day with heaps of sunshine and slight showers. Thanks to sunshine for making it all well for us. The weather today was a slight improvement after massive rain and flooding in low-lying areas. But do note, a flood alert is still active for low-lying areas. Taking a look in the west, quite mild, the sun was glowing, a very beautiful day here. Eastwards from Pekhawa to Suva, it was a bit gloomy with light showers today, but afterwards it went fine. The showers will roll again in the evening. And up north, afternoon rain took a downside turn, bringing floods into the town areas. But take heed as there's more showers rolling in later tonight. At sea, easterly winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, low tide at 1:04 a.m. and high tide at 7:19 a.m. Sunrise at 5:46. For tomorrow, little showers here and there, but otherwise it will be semi-clear. Tomorrow's temps, the Babasinga town Lambasa will be hot at 32 degrees. And looking further on to Thursday, we're most likely to have clear conditions. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji on Pulse tonight, we asked, do you think that faith-based schools should be led by a person from their own faith?
No, this should not be the case because a leader from another religious background can also lead.
No, I don't think so because Fiji is a multi-country, so I think everybody have to give a chance.
I don't really think so because depends. Some of them are quite good, eh? Yeah, they can have different faiths, but if they, they can also take part here. I've seen people of different faiths taking part in the mass and prayers like that. So it's kind of, yeah.
I don't actually think so, ma'am. As long as the teachers or anyone that is qualified and entitled to be in that position should be there, because like I believe everyone and everybody is just the same. It's got nothing to do with religion or faith or whatsoever.
I agree. Faith is an integral part of the holistic development of every child, at home and more importantly, in the school.
I think it is right for teachers to teach in their own schools of their own faith.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, we bring you extremely rare pictures of a killer whale off the coast of Antarctica. The vision captured with an underwater drone is helping New Zealand scientists monitor the whale. Recapping the main stories for tonight, supermarkets continue to commit fraud. Health Ministry works on conjunctivitis scare, and head teacher appears in court over rape. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment this week, we're asking, should Prime Ministers of Australia and New Zealand visit Fiji more often? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day taken by Michael in the capital city, Suva, the sun setting after another day of brightening up the city. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was the FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, good night.
Bula, nevang gomal kay leloma, ngongai nakas untuk makarong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai Lambasa, ya untuk talita na warong ng Bula FM nambang dua na sere.
Gua do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Wana tuma ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere namuan.
Nevang go fani na tao no go singa toka, kita untuk talita ka ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.